Hello students, welcome to the class. Today we are going to start with the new chapter of class 11 biology, that is chapter number 5, Morphology of plants. So let us begin with the chapter and see that what are the things which we are going to study in this chapter. But before that, let us find out that what the chapter means or what the chapter is talking about. Your chapter is Morphology of plants, right? Morphology means the external features, right? So externally, what all the things you can see in the plants. If you will find out, you can see in the plant its root, right? Roots you can see. You can see the leaves of the plants. You can also see the stems of the plant, right? So you can see roots, you can see stems, you can see leaves, even you can see the flowers, right? And the pattern of the flowers. So many things are there which you can see externally in the plant, like its roots, its stem, its leaves and its flower. Okay, so these are a few things which you can see externally the plants. So this type of study of external features of the plant is called as morphology of plants, right? So now in this chapter we have to study about this only. Let us see further that in this external feature of plant what all the things we have to study. But now we will start this with the roots of the plant. Okay, so first we are going to see roots of the plant. All right, so let us try to understand this with the help of example. For example, I just pick this one root. Okay, so if I pick this one root, you will see that each root is having a root cap present over here, and this root cap is meant here for the protection and for the penetration down inside, so that it can help in the penetration and go more beneath the earth, more beneath the soil, so that it can occupy a large space and can help for taking its nutrition and minerals too. So this is the root cap which protects the root tip. Then at this place we are having some cells, and these region which are having these particular cells are called as region of meristematic cells. This is meristematic cells. So we'll write here region of meristematic cells. These meristematic cells have ability to divide and develop. So because of this meristematic cells starts getting divide and they give height to the plant till its life. Means from beginning to its death a plant shows growth. But this doesn't happen in we human beings, right? At certain time, at certain age, our increasing in height gets stopped. But this law is not followed in the plants. They keep on growing for their lifetime. So that happens because of this meristematic cells. So in plants, after the root cap, there is a region which is having this meristematic cell to give it growth. That area is called as region of meristematic cell. And now because of this cell, the area which has got height or has got increased in the length, this region is called as region of elongation. Got that? So the area which has got some enlargement, some length in its height because of the division of meristematic cells is called as region of elongation, as it has got the height so elongated, so that is why it is the region of elongation. Now when this is going down and increasing height towards the gravity, it is not coming upward the gravity, going towards the gravity. So at that time, here at this place, it is leaving some cells which are not able to divide now. They have lost or they are losing the ability to get divide. So why? Because they have got matured. So this is the region of maturation. Okay. So this is the region of maturation. Why I am calling maturation? Maturation because now they cannot divide. They don't have the ability to divide further. So that's why this is the region of maturation. Clear? So we have gone through the region of maturation, region of elongation, region of meristematic cells, and this one is the root cap. Root cap is for doing the protection to the root tip, so that when it is penetrating down below the earth, it should not get hurt. There is a meristematic cell. Meristematic cell's work is to divide and give height to the plant, and the region which has got elongated, that is called as the region of elongation, and the region of maturation means the cells which is lost or which is not able to get divide is called as region of maturation, right? Now you might have seen some root hairs coming from the root, right? So actually the root hairs which are developed in the roots are from the region of maturation. So these are the root hairs. This question is often asked in your competitive exams, that from which region root hairs develop. So you're going to say that from region of maturation, and this is the modification of these cells. They got adapted, they got changed, converted to the root hairs. So the root hairs develop from the region of maturation. So this is about the parts of roots. Okay, so these are the different parts of the roots which you have seen just now. Now we are going to see what are the characteristics of the root. Now you know the parts of root, but you should know that what are the characteristics, what kind of they are actually. Okay, so let us see characteristics of root. So here we are with the characteristics of roots. Roots are adapted to absorb water, from soil and mineral too. They are originated from radicle and they don't follow the plumule, means they are not at all originated from the plumule, and plumule, you know, it gets converted into the shoot. They are, if you remember in your previous class, you have studied about the positive and negative tropism, right? So they go negative tropism for photosynthesis, and they show positive tropism for gravitation, right? So for gravitation they show positive kind of a tropism, and for hydrotropism too. They show it for hydrotropism also, because wherever water they sense at that place or towards that, they start moving. So these are the some characteristics of the root which you have seen, that they absorb water and mineral from the soil. They have origination from the radicle. They don't originate from the plumule. They have the negative tropism for photosynthesis. They go against the photosynthesis, means against the photolight. They show positive tropism towards the gravity, towards the hydro, that is your water. Here I had talked about the plumule and radicle. Let's see this once again, that what was your radicle and plumule. Might be you have forgotten or missed it out. See, if you talk about the morphology of plants, so morphology of plants, flowers are developed and seeds are developed in the angiosperms only, right? So angiosperms are those plants, those who give birth to the plants, those who bear flowers and seeds both, right? But on the basis of the seeds, these angiosperms have been divided into two parts, that is called monocot, which is monocotyledon, or dicot, which is your dicotyledon, right? So monocots means a single cotyledon is there, whereas the dicot, they have two different cotyledons, 1 and 2. So I was talking about the dicot seeds, which you have seen that, for example, if this one is a dicot gram seed, then here at this place will be plumule, and at this place this is the plumule and this is the radicle. Okay, plumule is going to be the future shoot and radicle is going to be the future root. That's why I had used the word that roots are originated from the radicle, not from the plumule, because plumule is going to give birth or going to get converted or will rise to the shoot, which will further develop to the upper part of the plant, which is going to be the green part, right? Which is going to be the uppermost part of the plant. So now let us see some other features of the roots. So now we are having you have gone through the parts of the root, you have gone the characteristics. Now see some functions of the roots. So if you will talk about the functions of root, so its first function is same like that, absorb water. They don't perform photosynthesis. They are for the penetration of soil, giving rise to the root length. They have the ability to store food. So further we will see some roots which are very much able to store the foods also. Then they are also here for the aeration, means to take air from the soil. They also take minerals from the soil, whatever minerals are there in the soil that are absorbed by the plant with the help of a water, and they absorb it. So they do several tasks, several functions are there which roots perform. Absorption of root, they don't have any photosynthesis. Their part is woody, not the green, it's brown in color. They penetrate the soil so that they can gain the length. So to rise the length, they penetrate inside the soil. Store food like carrot, like radish, they store the food. Aeration, they provide air inside the soil part, which is very tight, but because of that they make some spaces, and with that they can get the air. They absorb minerals, whatever sodium, potassium is there, phosphorus is there, zinc is there, magnesium is there. All those nutrients, all those important minerals are absorbed by the plants. So we are going to see further about the types of root now. So let us see types of root. Okay, so just now we have seen one structure of root, that this is soil and this is trunk of the tree, and this part is under the soil. Now this is going to start to develop the roots. Okay, now what will happen from the radicle, keep this in your mind, from the radicle the roots which are going to get developed are called as the tap root. Okay, so the roots which are developed from the radicle are called tap root. Now these tap roots, for example, I will just take this one part of the root. For example, if this tap root is there, it will be dividing into primary, secondary and tertiary part of the root. Okay, so the tap root have a special quality that they get divided into primary, secondary and tertiary root system. So that's why they are called as the tap root. They have two special features. They develop from radicle and they divide into primary, secondary and tertiary roots. So that is why they are called as a tap root. Now let us see the other one. You might have seen some roots which develop from here, radicle only, but they don't divide into primary, secondary. They just develop into the thread-like structures, and these thread-like structures are called as the fibrous root. Okay, so these fibrous roots are again having some features that they develop from radicle, don't divide in primary, secondary and tertiary. They are thread-like structures. Okay, so this will be in your mind. Keep this in your mind that they develop from the radicle. They don't have primary, secondary divisions and tertiary division like the taproot system which I have seen over here. They are thread-like structure, which is the fibrous one. That's why they have given the name the fibrous root. Got that? Now, this one was your first type of root. This is second type of root. Now let us see the third type of root. Okay. So this third type of a root is here. This root actually does not show growth from the radicle. They don't develop from radicle. Amazing, right? What happens? They develop from their other regions, like this, like this, like this. They are getting developed. Now this kind of development is called as adventitious roots. Okay, so this is the third type of root which we are studying, that these are the adventitious roots which does not grow from the radical part of the plant. They are growing from the different sections of the plant, different roots of the plant, and this kind you will generally see in the monocots. Okay, so this kind of a development is often seen in the plants which are like the monocots, dicots. Okay, so they are in the dicots present. Now these are specially meant to give them support. So for providing support to the plant they are made. They are also, this you can also see in, for example, in the banyan. So as they are not developing from the radical section, that is why they have been given the name as the adventitious roots. So this is one of the very common system, very common type which you can see at almost all the places. So now you know that there are three different types of roots. We are having taproot, we are having fibrous root, we are having adventitious root. For example, taproot you can see in the mango, you can see in the neem. For adventitious, I told you that you can see in the banyan tree. For the fibrous root systems, which are the thread like this, you can see generally in most of the plants. So there are three different types of the plants. Even you can see this kinds of adventitious development from the nodal section. Okay, so from nodal section in some of the monocots too. So as they are not developing from the radicle, so they have been given the name that they are developing from the nodes, so that has been given the name as the adventitious roots. So these are the types of roots. You can just jot it down, you can note it down. Further we will see other types of the roots.